bush like Lupe. Leg kicked out like the mama, that's how I shoot fades. Laced up in the box, now we looking like shoestrings. Fofo on my hip, say that he acting odd though. Sawed off under the seat, call it El Chapo. Hoes all over the place, looking like potholes. He dies, then he dies, now I'm sounding like Drago. Always let them bury themselves, that's how you sense fakes. I always aim straight for the head, that's how you kill snakes. Blood all over the place, told you we didn't play. Arms stretched down on the floor, just like Jesus laid. Grain, villains.
Live. Well, not live. Live for me, but not live for you. Another episode of the Inner Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host, JB. Look, I told y'all, some weeks it's going to be a lot. Other weeks there may not be nothing. Last week we had, I think it was one. It was going to have multiple, but there were technical difficulties that we finally figured out. So I figured let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just pump out episode after episode after episode. 15 minutes after 15. I mean, if I can sit and do just 15-minute shows and give it to you in multiples instead of one big show, maybe things will grow from there. We'll see. But as always, this episode is presented by Greenhouse Entertainment, but it's sponsored by our folks over at oldglory.com. Y'all know the routine. You should by now. If not, it's the ultimate spot for anyone who lives in graphic tees. Movie shirts, TV shows, sports, rock bands, rappers. If it's iconic or just plain dope, Old Glory's got it printed, fitted, and ready to wear. Whether you're repping your favorite classic film, throwing it back to a legendary band, or showing your love to your team or your favorite artist, they've got designs you won't find anywhere else. And the quality, it's soft, durable, and built to survive real life. And because you're part of the Heel Turn family, guess what? You already know we had to hook you up. Use discount code JB at checkout for 15% off your entire order. That's right. Every tee, every style, every fandom. If it's in your cart, the code JB knocks it down. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet with shirts that actually say something, hit up oldglory.com. Again, that's oldglory.com and use the code JB, just the letters JB, for 15% off. And last I checked, which has been a couple of days, but last I checked, they were also offering free shipping. So you get free shipping and you get 15% off if you use that discount code. Go get you some shirts today. Why not? All right. Everybody loves it. All right. Didn't know which direction to go today. I know the other day I found some questions that I guess I personally could answer to give you a better understanding of who I am and what we're trying to do. Which really I have no clue what we're trying to do. This is just something that I decided to get back to doing. I like doing this. And then I'll go through spurts where I just don't feel like doing it. That's life though, right? It's everything you do. There's going to be those days where you just don't feel like doing it. The bad thing is, once I stop doing something like this for what I've always told anybody that does it with me, and we would go through spurts where maybe they needed a break, family vacation or something like that. And they would say, all right, when you get ready to go, just let me know. And I would have to tell them, no, you need to let me know, because if you don't, and we take a week or 2 weeks off from doing this, I won't do it. I won't forget about it. It just won't happen. So, man, kind of hard to open the drink with one hand. All right. I figured I make some notes. Try to do that now with this. I never did the whole note taking thing. Figured just write some stuff down, hit record, we'd go over it, see what happens. So I was listening to some stuff, and it got me to thinking. You know what it made me realize? I think that college basketball players handle pressure better than half of the NBA. I mean, think about it. I'm sorry, but some pros crumble the moment the lights get too bright. Meanwhile, you got a 19-year-old in March Madness out here playing like his scholarship, his future, his grandma's mortgage, all of it's on the line because honestly, they are, NIL or not. You got freshmen out here hitting half court shots to go to the Final Four, actually calling for it and taking it. Now, of course, it may be the pecking order in the pros, but there's a lot of guys that they don't want those shots. They're not calling for those shots. I guess you could point to LeBron, right? The NFL, it doesn't have a quarterback problem. It's got a patience problem. I mean, think about that, though. Teams draft a kid, and they give him what, 8 games? And if he's not Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, if he's not those guys by Thanksgiving, then they're already scouting the next guy. Development, though, it used to be a thing. Montana, I think Bradshaw had shit. I'm going way back. I know. But it used to be a thing. Now it's basically microwave expectations with crockpot talent. There's no good quarterbacks. Josh Allen. That's about it. Like I said, it's just small stuff I wrote down. Uh, the NBA Super Era team did not ruin basketball. I'm sorry, but it didn't. It exposed who actually knows the game. If you think super teams are the problem, you weren't watching basketball before 2010. The real issue is us fans who want parity, but also want their favorite player to win six rings. We can't have both. I didn't have a problem with it, but you can't have both. And the transfer portal, it's not chaos. I mean, I know it's getting out of control, and I'm pretty sure it's been said, but it's basically justice. Because if your coach can leave whenever he wants, but if the player moves, it's suddenly ruining the game. Look, if a kid wants a better opportunity, let him cook. Now, with that being said, I also don't think that just because you're not starting or you got beat out for a job, let's just keep going other places till we get a starting job we don't have to work for. I'm not saying that, but you went there for a coach, offensive coordinator, a system that's being run that fits your skills. Now the coach is gone, the offensive coordinator is fired, and they're bringing in a completely new system that doesn't fit what you do. Then, all right, yeah, it's okay to go somewhere else. But then the last one, the NFL pretends to care about mental health until it affects the product. You know, teams love the inspirational comeback story, but the moment a player says, I'm not okay, suddenly he's a distraction. The league wants vulnerability. Wow, that one was tough without the inconvenience of actually supporting it. But I said the NFL, but that's not just the NFL. That's your workplace too. That's everywhere. But as I was doing all of that, made me think about some other things mentally. And really, if you think about it, pressure doesn't care if you're an athlete or a regular human. Okay? Because the same pressure that breaks athletes is the same pressure that breaks us as normal people. It just shows up in different uniforms. Athletes, they get booed by 20,000 people. We get booed by our own thoughts. Athletes get criticized on ESPN. we get criticized by the voice in our head that never shuts up. That one, that one is tough. Because how do you get that voice to shut up? And when you live with something like bipolar disorder, said it many times, I'll continue to say it like I do, that pressure hits different. Some days you feel unstoppable, like you could outrun a cheetah and dunk on a giraffe. Other days, getting out of bed feels like trying to bench press a refrigerator. Have you ever tried to bench press a refrigerator? Try getting out of bed sometimes. But here's the thing, though. Pressure isn't the enemy. The silence is. That's the enemy. Athletes are told to push through it. Regular people are just told to toughen up. And both groups end up suffering in the dark. But let me tell you something real. You can be strong and still struggle. You can be confident and still crumble. You can be a competitor and still need help. And needing help doesn't make you weak, just makes you human. And that one is hard. Trying to tell somebody you need help because everybody looks crazy at the person that says they need help. Not if they're saying I need help moving furniture today. We don't look at them crazy. Well, we kind of do because you know, but don't ask me to help you move. I'm retired from moving. But if they tell you mentally, I need help, then we do. Let's be honest about it. But what do athletes teach us about surviving ourselves? All right, let's connect the dots for a second. When an athlete goes into a slump, what do you usually hear coaches say? Let's reset, let's refocus, trust your mechanics, and don't let one mistake become two. All right, it's good. It's good. That's what I'm looking for. Shoot, I can't even think of it. But imagine if we talk to ourselves like that. Okay. Instead, though, we say, "You're failing. You're behind. You should be better by now. Everyone else has figured it out. Why haven't you?" As much as we think we hear that from other people, we're usually just saying that to ourselves. And athletes watch film to understand their mistakes while we replay our mistakes to punish ourselves. I'll raise my hand. I do that. But here's the twist to everything, though. Athletes don't get better by avoiding failure. They get better by studying it. But what if me and you did the same thing? What if instead of beating ourselves up, we just broke down the tape? Why did I react that way? What triggered that spiral? What can I adjust tomorrow? What's one small win I can aim for? Nothing perfect. It's not a championship, but it's just one win. Because one win can turn to two. And guess what? Two wins turns to momentum. And then momentum becomes confidence. And after that, confidence becomes resilience. So before I wrap everything up, let's just leave it at this. All right. Every great story has a heel turn. You know, that moment where the character stops pretending, stops performing, and starts fighting for who they really are. Well, your heel turn doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't even have to be loud. And it does not have to be perfect. It's just got to be honest. So whether you're an athlete, a fan, or someone just trying to make it through the week, remember this for me, okay? You are allowed to struggle. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to start again. And when you do, guess what? That is your heel turn. So as much as I wanted to make it longer, it looks like we're going with another 15. Maybe just 15 minutes is all you can give for the attention of this. That's fine. 15 minutes is all I had. So this has been another episode of the Inner Heel Turn podcast. And we'll be back next time with more chaos, more truth, and more heart. And don't forget to go to oldglory.com and get you some t-shirts and put JB in the disc for the discount code, 15% off. Go do all that. And big shout out because I finally got the intro music. I know it's not blended like it should be, and it kind of irks me, but I got something. I can't start a show without nothing. So we got that. I had to run it through like 3 apps to get everything meshed together like that. Because everybody wants you to do it from the desktop. I only got time to do it from the phone. But until next time, this has been another episode of the Inner Heel Turn podcast.